Maya's Fear of Flying dropped April 18th, 2000. Her second studio album flexes her growth both as an artist and an individual. It combines elements of R&B, hip-hop, and pop, and features collaborations with artists like Jadakiss, Beanie Man, and Left Eye, with production from Rodney Jerkins, Swizz Beatz, Wyclef Jean, Soul Shock and Carlin, Robin Thicke, Tricky Stewart, and Jimmy Jam and Terry Lewis. Fear of Flying centers around emotional growth, uncertainty in relationships, and the empowerment that comes from overcoming personal fears. The metaphorical title, not to be confused with Erika Jong's 1973 novel, has Maya exploring her reluctance to open herself up to love and vulnerability, while capturing the emotional complexities that come with love, heartbreak, and the process of letting go. Yet, while the album's themes are strong, it occasionally dips into repetition. The overarching metaphor of emotional flight isn't always explored with the depth it could have been. In terms of production, Fear of Flying reflects the late 90s, early 2000s era, which was dominated by heavy beat-driven R&B influenced by hip-hop, which feature bouncy, infectious rhythms thanks to producers Tricky Stewart and Swizz Beatz. These songs are undeniable standouts and benefit from their catchy hooks and a distinct futuristic sound that still holds up today, leaving certain tracks feeling formulaic and predictable. Maya's vocal ability is undoubtedly one of the album's strongest elements. Her voice is smooth, clear, and capable of both sensuality and strength. On songs like Can't Believe and Fear of Flying, Maya's delivery is effortlessly confident, conveying a sense of self-assurance. However, on the more upbeat tracks like Lie Detector and Taking Me Over, her vocals, while competent, are occasionally overshadowed by the heavy production. At times, Maya's vocal performance feels almost too restrained for the material, where a more pronounced emotional intensity would have better served the content. Lyrically, Fear of Flying covers familiar territory for an R&B album: love, heartbreak, and self-doubt. While the lyrics are earnest and often relatable, they can sometimes lack nuance. For example, in Case of the Ex, Maya confidently confronts her ex, but the song's narrative is simplistic, lacking the emotional layers that could elevate the story. While That's Why I Wanna Fight addresses deep emotional pain, the lyrics tend to lean on cliches, which reduces the overall impact. The album does excel in ways it reflects the early 2000s vibe, focusing on independence and emotional resilience in the face of relationship turbulence. However, the writing does not always go beyond the surface, and the emotional depth one might expect from such personal material is occasionally missing. Upon release, Fear of Flying performed reasonably well commercially, peaking at number 15 on the Billboard 200 and going certified gold 2 months after its release, and eventually platinum within a year. However, it didn't quite achieve the critical impact or lasting impact of some of its contemporaries in the late 90s, early 2000s R&B scene, which is partly due to the album's lack of a cohesive identity. While Fear of Flying demonstrates Maya's potential and showcases her ability to craft infectious hooks, it also highlights her struggles with defining a distinct artistic voice in a crowded musical landscape of the early 2000s. Fear of Flying is a solid album that showcases Maya's vocal talent and captures the essence of early 2000s R&B. While it's undeniably enjoyable, the album's inconsistency and lack of a clear identity prevent it from becoming a standout of its era. Still, for fans of late 90s R&B, it remains a worthwhile listen, offering a few memorable tracks that continue to resonate today. Maya's growth as an artist is evident, but Fear of Flying is still a work in progress, one that is more about potential than full realization.